So I truly do believe that you are your company, meaning the people who you're around affects you. And I am a believer that the people around you can affect your life. And I mean that by one, it could be your friendships, it could be your relationships, it could be relationships with people in your family. It doesn't necessarily have to be a friend or a partner. It could be your mom, your dad, your siblings, whoever. If you know that the people in your life are not helping you in any type of way, and then I'm not meaning like financially, I'm not speaking on that aspect. I'm speaking more on the aspect of helping you grow in life. If you're always surrounding yourself and pouring your feelings and emotion into people who either one, don't care, or two, they can't relate to things that you're saying, stop doing it, because ultimately what you're doing is wasting your energy, your time. And my time and energy is valuable. I don't want to be friends with someone who I'm telling you my dreams, or I'm just venting to you about life in general, and there's nothing that you can tell me to, you know, better me in a sense. And I'm not saying I need people around me to better me, but you're going to want to surround yourself with like-minded people. You're going to want to surround yourself with people who want to progress in life. Your goal should always be to improve. And I'm not saying you're an improvement project, but you are supposed to want to improve in life. And it doesn't have to be on a time frame, and it doesn't have to look like maybe what you thought in your mind. But if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, your goal should be to improve. And some people, if they can't relate to your vision and they don't understand why you're doing the things you're doing, and they're giving you negative feedback, that's not good. You don't want to be around people who bring you down ultimately and don't uplift you. The relationships around you can also affect your mood. It can. If you're in a happy mood and your partner is in a negative mood, you're not going to just go about your day as if that person doesn't exist and their feelings and emotions don't exist, because ultimately you care about them. So you're going to want to ask questions, or you're going to want to help them get out of that mood, or see what it is that you can do to assist with it, with their feelings or their emotions, because you're going to want someone to do that for you. And when you're constantly surrounding yourself with people who don't care for your well-being, you're wasting a part of your life. And I mean that by the relationships you have in your life, you give them a piece of you. And you may not look at it that way, but you do. You're giving them your energy. You're giving them the love that you have. And when you don't receive that back, ultimately it takes a piece of you with them. And you got to be careful who you're around. And I think that it's important that you evaluate your relationships with people around you and set those boundaries with them. And I'm not saying if it's a family member to completely, disown them in a way, but at the same time, everything you do in life should be beneficial to yourself, meaning it should help you grow. It shouldn't take away from you. It shouldn't make you exhausted. If somebody around you and you're in a relationship with them, or you have a relationship with your sibling and you're finding yourself constantly being drained, or looking at the phone and seeing them call and not want to answer it, you need to take a step back and evaluate those things and set boundaries with everyone around you, including yourself. You got to start with yourself by setting those boundaries, because I feel like ultimately, as humans, we tend to say what we're going to do, and we think it at the time, like, the next time this happens, it's going to be this way. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you don't get around to that. But it also starts with you setting those boundaries with yourself and really loving yourself enough to set those boundaries and tell yourself that you deserve more, you want more, and you should never devalue how you feel about yourself to make the next person around you comfortable or make them happy. You're not living for them. You're living for yourself. So if you can't have like-minded people in your circle, then you need to evaluate your circle and maybe make it smaller. Or maybe you're in a space where you don't need a circle and you need to just be you and focus on your next move, and that's okay. And if people around you don't understand that you're going through something right now and you're trying to heal, or you're trying to progress in life and you're trying to better yourself, if they're not understanding that and they're hitting you with things like, oh, well, you, ever since you started doing this, you act different, or you never want to do this, or what's wrong with you, that's a sign. That's a sign that they're not respecting your growth, or they don't want to see you grow. You never know sometimes what people's thoughts or intentions are. Everybody has intentions for things, and sometimes you have to take a step back and look at their intentions and see, are they truly here for me, or are they here for what I can bring them? Those are questions that you want to evaluate and ask yourself when you have people around you that you don't want to pick up the phone, or you don't want to be bothered with them. And it doesn't have to be on an everyday basis. Like, there's going to be times where you don't want to answer your phone, or you're just in your own mood and you don't want to be bothered. That's okay. I'm not talking about those times. I'm talking about mainly where you just never want to answer the phone, or you never want to be bothered. You never want to meet up with people or do things. That's a sign, and that's God showing you you're outgrowing something and you're in need of a change. He's not going to deliver anything to you when you're still that same person. In order to grow and to prosper and fulfill what it is you're supposed to fulfill, you got to have the people around you that are like-minded, that want to see you succeed and they want to succeed with you. So take a step back and really just, again, set those boundaries with yourself and people around you, so that way you can see things for how they are and see people for who they truly are. That is my message for today, is to show up for yourself, be there for yourself, and surround yourself with people who are for you. Till next time, bye guys.